After today's show, head over to bigoxtees.com and get 50% off everything site-wide. Everything's gotta go. Early Memorial Day sale. Enjoy today's show.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Happy Sunday. Welcome to Zeducation, and welcome to another episode of You Laugh, You Lose. If you are new to this channel and new to this series, the game is simple. If you laugh at anything in today's show, you lose, and you have to do a punishment. What is today's punishment? Today's punishment is, if you lose today, you have to sign up for summer classes. I don't care if you're in school now, if you have kids in school, you have to sign up for a class. They have free ones. You can do Khan Academy. Everything's free, but you have to do it. That's your punishment. No enjoying the summer. You're learning. And I also want you to make some memes, okay? That's part of your curriculum. Also, before we get into today's show, folks, we're having a blowout sale over on bigoxtees.com. Everything's gotta go. So if you missed any merch, any previous sales, and like, oh, maybe you wanted a Zeducation University shirt, there are a few left. There are not many left. Some things are completely sold out, but there are a few things here and there that are left over. So everything gotta go so we can get some new stuff in a couple months. Head over to bigoxtees.com after today's show, 50% off everything. If you are ready to play today's game and you accept the terms of the punishment, head down and like this video. And if you are new here, please make sure you are subscribed and have the bell clicked for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Now on to today's game. If you laugh, you lose. Go. Trying to see if we think alike. First thing you think of when you see this container. I think of an Asian restaurant. That's a leftover soup container at my favorite Asian place. Okay? I've seen it nowhere else. That's the only thing it is. I take that back. You know what? Some people save those. Sometimes we save those as some Tupperware. I'm sure it's not good. I'm sure you're not supposed to reuse that plastic, but who cares, right? It's a free piece of Tupperware. Nobody wishes they all could be California girls anymore. Yeah, no, that song doesn't really apply anymore. Ladies, right? I know there's some of you from California that are sane, okay? And you're like, Tyler, stop making fun of California. I have to. Come on. We have to bully them into changing. California has to change their laws. They're nuts. We can finally enjoy warm nights on the beach porch again. 736 mosquitoes liked your post. Sadly, we're coming into that time. Like, we're past that time in spring where it's like the golden window, which is like a week long, where there's no bugs yet, but it's real nice to sit outside by the fire. The bugs are going to start coming. They're already trickling here and there, you know? So, enjoy. This is definitely the most bizarre question I have ever seen on a job application. You've been given an elephant. You can't give it away or sell it. What would you do with the elephants? What would I do? Start a circus? I don't know. Train it to do stuff? Wash my clothes and fold the laundry? Chuck Norris visiting a sandcastle he built as a child. You love to see it. You love to see Chuck relishing in his accomplishments, you know? Still kind of blows my mind that women fought for the right to experience this. It's about the option to do that if we want to. Look, more power to you. More power to you. Whatever's going to give you fulfillment. That ain't it. Dude, sitting in a cube sucks. Okay, I've done it. Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you have to. You got to grind. You got to work it. You got to work until you find a better job or you move up, whatever it is. But, you know, that's just crazy, man. Yes, I had breakfast. The breakfast. Dude, this is me every morning. I don't think it's good for your stomach, or so I've heard, but this is literally me every morning, except I have black coffee because I'm a man. I don't put no cream in that crap. What are you doing? Don't put cream in there. Drink it black. I just heard Katy Perry drove past the hospital, and now she's a neurosurgeon. First an astronaut, now a neurosurgeon. God bless Katy Perry. Yeah, amazing. My Lyft driver stopped in front of me, looked me up and down, canceled the ride, and left. Dude, my wife and I, we took a trip to Florida recently. We had some weird trips, some weird Lyft situations. Like, is there a standard? Does Lyft have a standard for cars that their drivers can drive? Like, that can actually fit people? I mean, we'll leave it at that. You know what? So I guess if I'm demanding standards for the drivers should be able to have standards too for the passengers. Passengers? What the heck was I just saying? Iowans celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Oh, look at that. They call that taco pizza. I love taco pizza. Except I see the sauce on the side there. You gotta put that on there. It better be mild sauce too. We have got to stop saying, how stupid can you be? Too many folks are seeing it as a challenge. Yeah? I don't know. We talk about this quite often on this channel. Lot of stupidity out there. It is what it is. Not all heroes wear capes. This poor kid. You asked your kid to go into the line of fire because you forgot to grab an extra roll before you sat down. All right, God bless this hero. Hold your breath, buddy. Hold your breath. Disgusting. No, come on. Grow up. Delete that. Elizabeth II. Hey, it's me, Queen Elizabeth. I'm not dead. Charles sent me to St. Helena Island so he could be queen. I don't have access to my royal money, so please cash at me 300 pounds so I can get back to the UK. Speaking of stupid people, sadly, I feel like there are people who would fall for this. I feel like this has happened. I feel like someone fell for this. Maybe I should have some more faith in my fellow people, my fellow humans out there. But people are dumb, man. People are real dumb. That's hilarious, though, by the way. Shoot your shot, scammer. You know what? That's good for a laugh for anyone who isn't stupid. Best encouragement for a marathon runner I've ever seen. Run like Hillary knows you plan to testify against her. Yeah, well, that's, you know, that should be cause for concern. You should run fast. Good luck to you. You can say whatever you want, but there is no such photo with Biden or Obama. That's pretty true. I don't think I've seen it. You know, there might be a couple out there where you have these activists that stage the photos, but I mean, they don't have to stage any of these photos. And that's just a fact. My favorite clip, can we play this, Meg? Can you find this clip where they in real time fact check Kamala, where she says there's no active duty troops in a war zone right now. And then the guy's like, where are we then?
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this
Wait, what?
But let's understand.
So where the are we right now?
Matthew McConaughey? Matthew McConaughey. That's bad. That is bad. Yikes on that one. Oof. When your child's meltdowns don't even faze you anymore. And that's how it should be. You know, it's tough at first, but you can't give in to their meltdowns. You got to let them do it. Can't give in to it. They want candy, and you're not getting candy. Let meltdown. Okay, well, you done? This is why we're not having candy. Meltdown again? All right, well, I'll explain it to you afterwards when you're ready. You go traveling and suddenly, oh no. Oh, you didn't look before you left? Hey, at least you know your kid loves you, but ooh, dude. Bring it up to TSA, see if they'll take it. This is what you have to travel with now, by the way, unless you got the real ID. World population, 8 billion, 30,610,062 people born from women. 8 billion, 30,610,062 people born from men. 0. Feel free to fact check. Can we get a fact checker in this? I need a fact check because I'm stupid, all right? And I think men can have babies. At this point, I'm willing to pay more money for appliances with 0 smart features and just physical knobs, buttons, and controls for everything. Dude, I've been saying this about cars for literally years now. I don't want the big giant screen. I don't want it. I don't care. I'll use the dial radio. Just give me a car that's reliable. Oh, the chip went out again. Nah, now you gotta bring it in. Get rid of the computer chips. Junk. This thing, I bet this thing runs like a beauty. Because it doesn't have a bunch of junky computer chips in it that can just freaking go out whenever. Ugh, now I'm mad. I'm pissed. Sincerely. Just a little something to take the edge off because life been lifing lately. I don't know about that ranch. And I don't know if that's a hot wing, unless it's from Domino's. That's the only hot wing that's good. Every other hot wing is too hot. I don't want it. But I get the point here. I get the message. Sometimes life sucks. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes you gotta grind. You know, take 5. Enjoy the chicken tendies and then get back to life. Grind it out. What people think the Midwest is like, what it's actually like. It's true. You know, I have to say, I'm like, I like Southerners too. I like Southern towns, and especially after being down there. You know, and we were in the Panhandle. I just have to say that. We're in the Panhandle, so you kind of get that southerny feel. I would say down past, like, south of Tampa, it's not the same. I still like that place too. But anyways, my point here is I like it down there, but I really like it up here too. I do. It's perfect. It's perfect. Chuck Norris has admitted to using stunt doubles, but only for the crying parts. A lot of good Chuck Norris stuff today. I love it. And then this is actually a fact check true. He did not cry on screen himself ever. It was always stunt doubles. Not president, not a Maryland man, not real news, not Gulf of Mexico. This was, tweeted by the White House Twitter account. I love it. That Maryland man story died real quick. There was a lot of times. Seems like every month, even going back, you know, between 2016 and 2020, you know, the Covington kids, right? The Juicy Smoulier stuff. I mean, there's so many things that were blown up into these big, huge deals. And then you find out the real details and you're like, wait a minute, what? You guys were lying. You guys were totally lying your faces off. Scumbags. Maryland man. Yeah, really? You want to go into detail about this guy? When you see someone take more than one trip to bring the groceries inside, they were once men. Grow up. Get in the gym. That's what happens when you skip leg day. You need your whole body for this workout, for the one trip, okay? Get with it. Madden 26. Stop. Actual cover. When it's your first time in an art museum. So stupid. Somewhere there's a hipster in this exact museum looking at that, just like that, thinking that's a piece of art. Is this the helpline for gamblers? Yes. What do I do on a 16 when the dealer is showing 7? Here's what you do. You hit. You always hit. There's like a, 40% chance that there's a 10 under that 7? You have to. And if you're not playing by the book, if you're gambling at blackjack and you're just winging it, you're doing it wrong. Play by the book and only by the book. Okay, yeah. So close. Matthew, Mark, Luke, Joan. Close. The family goes to church. Except they didn't have a boy at the end there, so I couldn't name her John. Walking in the Scholastic Book Fair with $20. I have to fact check falsest meme. That ain't gonna get you much. That might get you a book and a pencil. Maybe an eraser with it. Cool looking eraser. I want to say the Guinness Book of World Records books alone were like $30. It wasn't cheap. You know, are they still doing these? They still bring the Scholastic Book Fair? First thing that comes to mind when seeing this burger. Widowmaker. Yeah. It looks delicious. It does, but that looks like a heart attack. So, enjoy the burger. You know, you don't got much time left. Remember when they tried to stop a respiratory virus by putting plexiglass in swimming pools and people actually thought it made sense? We bring this stuff up often, but this is one of the funnier ones. I think a lot of people, they didn't want the confrontation, you know? So they just are, whatever. If I get in the pool, just, okay, put the stupid thing here, which I don't, you know, sometimes you gotta say something sometimes. Lesson learned for everyone, right? Sharks aren't so bad. If a stranger came into my house wearing a Speedo, I would probably attack him too. Never thought of it that way, but yes. It's amazing what a little empathy can do. You put yourself in the shark's fins, and then it all makes sense. It's like, okay, yeah, okay, why does that guy here have a tank on his back and pointing at me with some... He's sitting in a cage even, sitting there recording me. I don't want... Why are you recording me? I'm trying to have some privacy here in this ocean. Her profile picture, when you see her at Walmart. That's one thing I love about Walmart. It's come as you are, man. Come as you are. Okay, you're wearing pajamas? Who cares? Come on. You're not wearing makeup? Who cares? Come on. Being an adult. Pros, I can spend $800 on fishing gear and nobody can stop me. Cons, I spent $800 on fishing gear and nobody stopped me. Dude, you have gear that you used last year. You spent $800 last year. You have packages unopened. Why are you buying more? You don't need more. Yeah, I can't come out tonight. Super busy. Kitty wants to hang out. She wants to watch some YouTube, watch some Zeducation, all right? Very busy. Got a lot of stuff to do. Got a lot of memes to catch up on. Millennials are just 30 to 40-year-olds who look 20 to 30 years old and feel 80 to 90 years old. That's me, man. I do. You know what? I feel like I'm starting to look older, but I do feel way older. Sucks, man. Life hack. Rent the same type of car that you own and switch the tires. Best $39.95 I ever spent. I have a feeling they'll catch you. I don't think this is the first time someone's ever done that. Yeah. It's like back in the day when people, and I'm not saying we did this, but sometimes I knew people, they would rent a game like NFL Madden 2024 or 2004, and the one they have at home is all scratched up, and then they'd put that one in the case, send that one back, and then they'd keep the good one. Again, they'll catch you. 4 words, 19 letters, say it, and I'm yours. Shall not be infringed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Yeah. If those are coming out of her mouth, if that's coming out of her mouth, she's a keeper. Going to jail cell. Hey, you know what? You gotta liquidate. You gotta put that money in a CD for when you get out. Look, it's a place you gotta go for a little bit. You got some money coming out. It is what it is, man. Ask for forgiveness. Back in my day, the struggle was real. Looking through a little Lincoln Park. A little puddle of mud, huh? I know what you got in there. I sincerely hope whoever was responsible for making purple ketchup in the 2000s is in prison. Yeah, I don't care. It ain't ketchup if it ain't red. Don't put the fake coloring in there. Make it real coloring, but I know it's obvious not real coloring. Areas shaded in blue do not have road construction. Keep that in mind when you're traveling in the Midwest here this summer. I will fact check this one a little bit. I bet there is. Was it Mackinac Island, I think it's called? Is that what it is? Up there in the Yooper. They might have some road construction. I think there's a really long bridge that goes out there. I hate to be the actually guy, but actually. Netflix is opening up a restaurant in Los Angeles. Are you enjoying your meal, sir? Yeah, it's amazing. Splendid. Removes it from the menu. That is one thing that makes me hate Netflix is when they do get rid of like the best stuff on the platform. I want to say they had that 70 show at some point. They had The Office at some point. And they got rid of them both. Like, okay, well, why do we have Netflix anymore? You just keep putting out this garbage. Government promises, government programs. We know this. We've known this for a long time. Shouldn't come as a surprise at this point. I mean, they've literally said, we got Doge auditing all this. They're saying, hey, whoa, there's all this USAID money going to all those weird places. No one cares. So, people are defending it even. Tired of ironing shirts? Get fat and watch those creases vanish. Eat one of those, or 2 of those, or 10 of those Widowmaker burgers. They'll start fading, okay? Might take some time, but never leave the stand again. Oh, all right. All right. Grow up. Lord, please give me a sign if you think I'm eating too much. How much more clear is it? It's a sign. Don't avoid the signs. The signs are all around you. Attention thieves, please carry ID so we can notify next of kin how every trespass should be handled. I love this. I actually want that sign. I need to either make one of these, order one of these. This is great. Fantastic. How I listened to my parents' country music that I didn't like as a kid. You know, you got a little George Strait, a little Dwight Yoakam, you know. There's people out there that say even that stuff is too new. But message, mosquito, missed you. Weather's so nice out here. Grass is kind of long. Come outside, we just want to talk. They're here, folks. They're here. Me with my giant penne after the genie misunderstood my wish. Grow up. Grow up. Not looking forward to explaining this ticket to my wife. Officer remarks, distracted by eating a rotisserie chicken and entered other lane. It's not funny, guys. It's not funny. Don't be eating rotisserie chickens and driving on the interstate. But if you're really hungry, I have done this. I have to admit to this. I really do. I have to admit to that. I have done that. I avoided a ticket. But if this isn't true love, I don't know what is. Dear Mom, thank you so much for being my mom. If I had a different mom, I would punch her in the face and go find you. Love, Brooke. Oh my gosh. Kid, all right, that's love, okay? We'll just leave it at that. There are better combinations of words to portray your love, but you can work on it. You're just in grade school, okay? When you're listening to someone's story, but you can't relate because you're not stupid. We have a lot of good stupid memes in it. 6-hour drive, and you can only listen to one artist. Who is that artist? I don't know why, but I've done this too. Generally, I'd say the Led Zeppelin House of the Holy. I've told you guys that before. But I might go Bon Jovi on this one. Might go Bon Jovi. One time I had to drive across North Dakota, and all I had was Bon Jovi. And it was a good time. It was. So I'm going to go Bon Jovi. My Tesla bought after I drop him off at the casino with $100 and 24 hours to make $1 million, or I turn him into a toaster. Dude, not a bad idea. When we can get humanoid robots, I might send him to the tables. Say, look, play the math. I don't want to do it because I really don't like gambling. And I want to, here's $100. You're the robot. You make the right calls. Win some money. I've started a paid website called Older Fans, where people come to see what injury I have and how I got it. Here's one thing I've started to learn the more I interact with, people in their 70s and 80s, 90s. They like to talk about their ailments. So that might have a viewership. There might be a demand for that. I don't know what that is. I really don't. I don't know why that is. Maybe, I'm sure when I get to that age, hopefully I get to that age, I'll do the same thing, but it's true. It is what it is. Honestly, should he go for it? 1,000%. Absolutely. Don, if you're watching this, I have to give this a round of applause. We need this. I mean, why not? Why not? It works, dude. It works. Come on, let's switch it up here. Let's make things entertaining. Let's give the world some more meme templates. We could get some good memes out of this one. I feel like we could. I say yes. Anyone else? How'd you do in today's show? Did you laugh at all? If you did, you lose. You got to sign up for those summer classes right now. No backing out. Okay? Let me know how you did down in the comments. While you're down there, please like this video. Please help us get it recommended to others. Also, remember, 50% off everything at bigoxtees.com. Hope to see you over there. That is it for today's show. Until next time, I'm Tyler Zed, and this is Education.
Idiots.